It's time for my motherfucking advice. It's time for my motherfucking advice. Yes. Yes, people. Yes. Okay. Me and my boo chilling. But I have to come to y'all. Actually, since my last MF'N Advice video, I've received more letters quicker than normal. So I'm going to do another video tomorrow as well with MF'N Advice. It probably won't happen until late tomorrow night, but it will definitely probably be up Friday morning. So I want to just jump right into it. First off, I want to say I appreciate everybody's comments, likes, and sharing of the last MF'N Advice video. I appreciate all the compliments that people give me because I really wonder sometimes how good my advice actually is. You know what I mean? So I'm so happy that everybody is receiving the MF'N Advice videos very well. So, yeah, I'm sitting on a heating pad because I've been having serious back issues all week, but today was just unbearable, so I had to go to the doctor. But you know, side story, my bad. Let's get to the advice. Okay. Me and my friend have been best friends for almost 5 years now. We were 22 then. We are now 27. Along the way, we have caught feelings. In the beginning, I hid it and kind of shrugged it off and pretended as if it wasn't what it was. Throughout the friendship, there has been a lot of mixed signals and I love yous, and even some light fooling around and even kissing in a circular motion. I'm just sorry, that was an add-in, sorry. Circular motion. Anyway, I can feel the connection between us, not just as friends, but as something more. But he says he could never go there with me when other friends insinuate that we would date, that we should date. It got worse when he began seeing this other guy off and on. It put a major rift in our relationship, our friendship, mainly due to my feelings. If I can keep it real, of course you can. That's all we do. Yeah, but also due to the fact that his off and on again boyfriend treats him so badly, and in turn, he is not the same guy I met. He used to be very happy and fun-loving. Now he is either extremely moody or angry, and often this results in him lashing out at me, and that is not the biz. No, it is not. The feeling overwhelmed by all of this, I stopped talking to him back in June, and this silence continued until about a week ago, October 1st. I am so sorry I'm so late, boo. The feelings have drastically been reduced, but clearly there is something there between us. We are and have been friends for years now and have been there for each other through so much. The whole time I spent away from him, I missed him so much, and he felt the same way. I'm scared that I will fall back into the same trap. So I have been trying to be less available. We used to hang out. I don't know what that, I don't know. So you're basically saying you're trying to be less available to this dude and not hang out the way y'all used to. It's hard because you rarely find someone you can be around for hours or even days at a time and just be happy with their presence. I do care about him a lot and value our friendship, but I value him more. What should I do? Come on now. Come on now. Life is too damn short. If you like this boy and y'all have, what, man, y'all 27 now. Shit, y'all older than me. If you like this man and you want to be with him and you enjoy his company, yes, it's very hard to come by. It's so hard to find somebody that you could just be in a room with and enjoy yourself and not have to do anything, not have to, you know, be anybody but yourself around. So I just made it worse. I feel as if you should tell him. I think you should talk to him and tell him how you feel. Just like you wrote a letter to me, maybe write a letter to him. Maybe actually sit down and talk to him. Whatever you do, I hope that you are prepared for what might come. He may not feel the same way about you, but he might just be hiding his feelings because he doesn't know what to do. For like, you know, for kicks, I'm going to tell you that I think it's kind of funny that y'all messed around, but then he gonna try to play you and be like, You know, or we never fuck around. Like, what you mean? We been fucking around. What you trying to say? I mean, that's just me. I'm a boisterous with mine. But I definitely say that you need to talk to him. You need to tell him how you feel. You need to say, hey, boo, I want to fuck with you. And if you don't want to fuck with me, just tell me and I can get up on my feet and move up out the way. I couldn't rhyme nothing with that. But all I know, all I'm saying is be honest about your feelings. Because at the end of the day, if you have these feelings and he doesn't, that's going to cause a rift in y'all friendship anyway. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way for you to hold on to a friendship when you feel strongly in a different way about the person. So it's either y'all going to be together or y'all probably going to have to let it go. Because obviously you've already decided that you can't be that cool with him and feel how you feel about him at the same damn time. Okay? So that's my advice on that. Tell him how you feel. Be honest about your feelings. Be prepared for whatever the outcome is. If he ain't trying to fuck with you, then you move on to the next, boo. It's all right. It's okay. It's all good. Okay? Y'all can still talk and be cool and all of that, but you don't want him all up in your face like that because you have to get over the fact that he doesn't want you the way you may want him. I'm just saying, as if. But my hopes is that he feels the same way because he misses you all the time. And what kind of shit is that? If you don't, y'all did mess around. So the sexual attraction is mutual. That's bullshit if he was trying to front on you. So that's my advice. Moving on to the next letter. Okay, okay, here we go. I have a major dilemma that I have brought upon myself, and now I don't know how to resolve this issue. So I could really use your advice. I'm 21, and I have recently moved into my own place about 5 months ago. I'm single and loving it to the fullest, and I have been hurt in the past. So my mentality towards men is to get what I want, when I want, how I want, and not give a damn about them. That's something for another letter. But anyways, I have a male neighbor who I was strongly attracted to, but he has a living girlfriend and kids. I knew he was attracted to me also because of certain comments he would make. One night he was at my place hanging out with my friends and I, and one thing led to another and we ended up having sex. After we had sex, I immediately felt extremely guilty because I was always that type of girl that vowed to never sleep with a man who was in a relationship. I instantly told him I could not sleep with him again because I felt very uncomfortable, and I recently met his girlfriend and she is very sweet and I can't just look her in the face knowing that I effed her man. He told me he understood where I was coming from and that was that. So now I met an older man who I really like and might be considering giving a relationship a try. I have parties at my house and I invite my neighbor and his girlfriend, and while I'm holding this secret inside, I try my hardest not to seem awkward around them and I keep it cool. So one party, I had my male friend come and my neighbors also came, and as we were conversing, everything my neighbor said was directed towards me. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And when my neighbors left the party, my guy friend just comes out and tells me he likes you. I think everybody in the room can tell. I played it off, telling him that's my neighbor. Don't nobody want him. My neighbor has been very obnoxious lately, and I feel like he is getting too out of hand with the comments he makes. I already feel really bad for what I have done, and if I could go back in time, I would never have done it. I am a human, though, and I know everybody makes mistakes, but the guilt is eating me from inside out. It seems like when I told him I don't ever want that to happen again, he has been a complete asshole. And I feel he's eventually going to say something about us. And if he does, I feel like it will not only hurt his girlfriend to pieces, but I will also ruin what I am trying to build with my new guy. What should I do? Okay. First of all, you need to have no fear of this scrub-ass motherfucker messing up your relationship with your new dude because you were not doing anything wrong to your new dude. This is a situation that happened before he came into the picture. So bump that idea. Get that out your head. Stop tripping off that. You need to stop inviting him to shit. You need to stop in all contact. I mean, I'm not going to get down on you because people do make mistakes, and you fuck the dude that got an old lady that stay in the same apartment building as you, and she got kids. So you know she might be on that bullshit if she ever finds out. But you need to just keep your distance. Don't invite him to your house. Tell your roommate or your friend, whoever, He can't come to my house no more. I'm not comfortable. He making me feel like he on some stalkerish type shit. How you gonna disrespect your old lady by being all obnoxiously obvious with your attraction to me at this party in front of all of these motherfucking people? I'm not here for it. You need to let him know. You need to tell him to stay the fuck away from you. You need to reinforce the fact that you don't want anything to do with him. Of course, I mean, people are crazy, so I would want you to be mindful of how you say this, but I want you to stop inviting him to your house. Stop. Don't have any contact with him at all, because it seems like to me he on some bullshit. So you basically need to just leave him alone and make sure you have boundaries set. Don't come knock on my door. I hope he not crossing no lines like that. And if the shit still, occurs, then maybe you should tell his girlfriend. I'm saying, if the shit gonna come, nah, don't tell her. Don't be the one to tell her that shit, because that shit can either go one or two ways. Either he can get mad at you for telling her, or she can get mad at you for telling her. Either way it go, it's not your responsibility to make sure that their relationship is okay. It's your responsibility to take care of your ass. And you need to make sure that they are no longer invited to any parties. They're no longer invited to your apartment. Just because y'all are neighbors does not mean y'all have to be friends or associates. Y'all can just be motherfucking neighbors, okay? And that's my advice on that, boo-boo. Oh, no. I don't even feel comfortable. I don't even like that. And I'm not going to judge you, but I'm going to tell you, stop fucking people off GP and shit, general purposes and all of that. Don't do that shit no more, because you don't know who you could be fucking. You don't know who you fuck with, and you think just because they hiding the shit is all spicy and you single and living it and all of that shit, you all in it, you doing a little tip when you dance and all of that because you're feeling yourself. All right, that's all well and good. But you never know the people that you're fucking with. The most charming people are the most crazy, psychotic ones. So please be careful, especially since you're living alone, okay? Okay. Damn, this was an emergency. I'm sorry. I'm late. Okay, wait, this was like last week. I ain't that late. Okay. Okay, I don't know if you want me to say your name, dear, but I'll say you're a 21-year-old guy in college. Plus, you just came out of the closet to your parents, and they hate me. Their words, not mine. They say they never want to see me again, and that they are no longer paying for college, and I have to find a way to pay for next semester. But that's not all of it. My aunt is saying that I need to go to this group called Exodus to rid myself of this foul and unholy lifestyle. Good luck. Let me tell you something. If they can't stop priests from fucking little boys, they can't stop grown-ass men from fucking other grown-ass men. I'm just saying. Anyway, my life is falling apart before me, and I can't take it. My parents have called me every name in the book. They have already thrown my stuff out of the house. I am now staying with a friend of mine so I can attend this last semester of school because it was prepaid. I don't know what to do. I feel I have shamed my family. It's hard for me to let go because I love them. One more thing. My mom called me and said my aunt told her about the group called Exodus, and if I go and rid myself of this homosexuality, they will continue paying for college. If I don't, then I am dead to them. My question to you is, what should I do about the situation? I feel so alone and scared. My friend is there for me, but it's only so much she can do. So she told me to email you, and that's why oh my God. Okay, I hope I didn't get to you so late. Oh my God, dude. I'm so sorry. Okay. The first thing I'm going to tell you is, I know you love your parents, but a part of being a grown-up and deciding to make your own decisions and live your life is also take the consequences that will come with that, okay? I'm so sorry that you have the type of parents that feel like, your homosexuality can be exercised out of your body. That is some unrealistic bullshit that they really need to educate themselves about. Homosexuality has absolutely nothing to do with all of that bullshit. There are no crosses and no holy water and no amount of praying that is going to make you stop liking dick. So they might as well hang up that transaction right there. What I would tell you to do, go to your school counselors, try to find out if there are any loans, scholarships, anything that you qualify for on your own. Tell them what your situation is depending on what kind of school you go to and who you talk to. But you need to Google, just like your girl told you to get on a computer and write an email to me. You need to Google LGBT communities, like wherever you live in your area, because a lot of the times they have, like, you know, they'll help you out, they'll give you advice, or they'll tell you about certain scholarships or put you up in places. I don't know, I mean, different cities have different things for, you know, for homosexuality and LGBT community, when the parents won't be all fucking, you know, stupid and I'm gonna tell you they're not gonna pay for your college. That's that bullshit to me. Like, cause you don't have to live with them, they don't have to be around it, but to tell you that they won't pay for your education because of your sexuality is such bullshit to me. The one thing I do say is, to me it sounds like they're religious, and you were probably raised religious. Do not let I just finished watching a good ass episode of The New Normal that came on yesterday, and it was about the little gay couple trying to find godparents, and he went to church. He went to a Catholic church because it used to be so much a part of his life, but because of how the Catholic church sees homosexuality, he felt like he was no longer welcome in church, so he stopped going. He went to a priest, a priest that told him, you need to fight. Just like Jesus fought for you, you need to fight for him. Nobody is going to tell you whether God loves you or not. How you feel is a mistake. They have no right to that. They have no right to judge you. And if they're real Christians, they would know that. So I'm not even going to go in on that shit. But all I'm going to tell you is I'm going to pray for you. And I want you to pray and keep up your strength. And I know this must be a terrible time for you, a hard time. I went through something similar, okay? I went through something similar, so I know how it is. So I'm telling you, try to, in any other school, even if you can't afford the school that you're going to right now, try to find another school that you can get into to where you can get a scholarship so you can, or financial aid so you can go to a school that you can afford, that you can take care of yourself. Basically, your mindset now needs to be, how am I going to take care of myself and make sure that your life is happy? Because now that your parents have basically told you, fuck you, you had to say, okay. You have to put on your big boy boxers and be like, if that's how y'all feel. Now, eventually, they may get over it, but it might take time. And if they don't ever get over it, you need to be faced with the realization that it might be like that for the rest of your life if they don't ever get over it. I'm not going to say stop sending Mother's Day cards or Father's Day cards, even if they ain't trying to hear from you, even just so you still let them know that just because they change how they feel towards you, which they probably really haven't, they just don't know how to handle the situation. Parents sometimes, especially when they be overly religious, they don't know how to handle that. They feel like they see how the world is going to see their child, and they feel embarrassed. They feel more angst about how it appears to other people in their church and in their community than how their child feels. They don't understand it. And that's their problem. That's not your problem. You have to go on and live your life and be happy. So you need to basically change your focus. I always tell people, when you have issues, you cannot control other people. You can't change other people. The only thing you can do is change yourself. So what I say is, you need to find scholarships to whatever school you go to or other schools so that you don't need their help. There are plenty financial aid opportunities and loans that you can get. And, get yourself a job. And it can be done. I worked 2 jobs and went to school at the same damn time. So it can be done. So I'm going to pray for you. And I'm telling you right now, the sky is the limit. In all honesty, it helps to have your parents' help, but you don't need it. You really don't need it. They've given you the tools that you need. I mean, you in college right now, so to me, I feel like y'all could say fuck me if y'all want to. It hurts, but y'all are basically giving me everything I need right now. I mean, they don't have to pay for college. A lot of people can't pay for college. My parents couldn't pay for me to go to school. They only paid for my first year, just like your people paying for your first year. And after that, every school year after that was basically off my financial aid and the money that I made working. And it wasn't because they didn't want to, it's because they couldn't afford to. After Katrina, that wiped out all of our, savings and stuff that I had saved up for school. Because we had to buy a whole nother house. So, you know what I mean? Shit happens. And it may not always, and I was depressed back then too. And me and my dad wasn't getting along either. So I kind of understand on a lot of different levels. So I just want to tell you to keep your head up and put on your boots and start strudging through this bullshit that is called life, okay? Because now it's time for you to take care of yourself. And that's my advice. And I'm so sorry for you, but that's just how shit happens sometimes, man. You know how hard it is coming out to people. Everybody wants you to live the life that they want you to live. But it's your life. So I love you. Thank you for writing me. Mwah. Hugs and kisses. And I'm going to pray for you, boo. I'm going to pray for you. And you keep praying for yourself too, because y'all don't forget, just because other people are telling you bullshit about God, they ain't got shit to do with your relationship with God, okay? On to my next letter. This is a long one. Okay. I broke up with my boyfriend of 7 years in June 2007. We do live together, but the relationship hasn't been working for a while. But I stayed with him because I do love him, and we had ridiculously good communication. However, there are so many reasons why it wasn't working. I'll try to keep this brief. He is childishly destructive. He's 28 years old, and he acts like he doesn't know how to take care of himself. Basic shit like washing his hair, cooking and cleaning for himself, eating a balanced diet, no joke. He can drink a 2-liter bottle of Coke by himself. He has no ambition and wants to work retail for the rest of his life, and he's not interested in finding a job with benefits and has no problems with me supporting him financially. He doesn't believe in birthdays, holidays, parties, and will not celebrate them. Yes, including my birthday. He doesn't get along with my family and friends and doesn't make any effort to try, so I go out alone and keep him separated from them. And he doesn't drink. I love me some wine at the end of the day and going to the bar on Fridays, and he has a very, very, very low sex drive, and I'm the opposite. I won't go into detail to keep it PG for the kids. So, girl, whatever. Give me the low, okay? Them damn kids shouldn't be watching my shit, but hell, at least be educated about the shit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Anyway, so those are my issues with my ex. I didn't realize how bad my relationship was until I started hanging out with an old friend from high school. I had feelings for this friend off and on for years. Just to give you some history, the first year that we became friends was during my senior year in high school. I didn't notice him at first, but as we got closer, we were flirty with each other and playful, and I thought he really liked me. I did ask him out, but he refused. The strange part was he continued to flirt and act really interested, so I asked him again. He said no. I believe in that first year friendship, I asked him out 4 times. Every time he said no, but continued to flirt and act interested. Girl, that's damn too many times to be asking any nigga on a date. Eventually, I moved on, dated other guys, but him and I stayed friends. There was another point in my early 20s when we were spending a lot of time together, and we did talk about the idea of us getting involved, but nothing came of it because the closer we became, the more he would pull away and spend time with his other friend who he had a thing for. So eventually I moved on, met the ex that I have been with for 7 years, and during the 5th year, I started hanging out with my friend again. To sum this up, my friend was doing everything that my boyfriend at the time was not. I never physically cheated on my ex, never, ever, but there were times I felt guilty about the time I was spending with my friend. We would hang for hours, talking about everything, drinking, laughing, but never crossing any lines physically. The most physical we ever got was hugs, and we held hands twice. One time I did drunk dial him and ask him how he feels about me because we have been flirting, and his response was, I'm like a sister to him. You may think that that's my answer right there, but he does not. I repeat, does not treat me like a sister. I catch him checking me out and staring at me all the time. He is protective and jealous. He's always making plans for us to hang out in the future. He wants me around all the time, and he still flirts and makes innuendos. Essentially, his actions and behavior never matches his words. After he called me sister, I told him that I won't continue the game with him. And if I'm his sister, he has to treat me like we are 100% platonic. He's been able to maintain that space on the most part, but I've been slipping. I think I'm in love with him, and I feel like an idiot for it because of what history has taught me about him and us. But I really can't help it. I think he may have said I'm like a sister to him because technically I was still with my ex when he and I had that convo. I think my friend is scared that he might be rebound, and that's the last thing I would want to happen. I know step 1 is to move out of my ex's apartment, stand on my own for a while. But what do you think about my situation? Do you think I'm fooling myself? I would really appreciate any advice you have to give, and be as raw as you need to be. Okay. This is a little confusing, and I would be annoyed with this situation because you asked him when y'all were in high school before you got with this guy. I think that's what you said, high school. Either way it go, you asked him before about you guys being with each other, and he told you no, and he continues to flirt. And now that y'all are grown, and yes, you may be in somewhat of a situation with your bum ass ex-boyfriend living with that motherfucker. But something ain't right. Something ain't right to me. It bothers me that you asked him out 4 times, he tells you no. And now that y'all talk about this and you ask him, he still tells you that he sees you like a sister, yet he's always looking at you and flirting with you and you know what I mean? I don't know. This is my advice. You need to sit down and talk to him. You need to tell him, look, I'm going to move out of my ex's apartment and I'm going to be alone for a little while. What I want to know is if would you consider dating me for that time and us getting to know each other in a romantic situation to see how we feel about each other. Because I don't believe that you feel that I'm just like your sister and I don't feel like you're my brother. So I want us to either be honest with each other or stop fooling ourselves and stop fucking around with each other. Because in all honesty, you can't be best friends with somebody that you're in love with. You just can't. Because they're going to be with other people and that's going to bother you. And that's going to be a confliction in your relationship. Then you hanging with them all the time is going to make it hard for you to move on and find somebody else. So I would basically tell him, look, either you're going to fuck with me or you're not going to fuck with me. Because to me, it sounds like he playing games, and I don't like that. I don't like that, and that bothers me. Somebody that's acting one way and saying another, I can't fuck with that. You either going to be how you going to be or we not going to be at all. So I think you need to explain to him your confusion and how you feel about the mixed signals that he gives you, as well as how you feel towards him. I'm not with my ex no more. I'm moving out so I can stand on my own 2 feet. I don't want us to jump into a relationship, but I would like us to date to see how it feels because I think we feel in each other regardless of what you say. Now, if he tells you no after that, you need to scrap it, let it the fuck go, and stop being friends with him because I don't like that confusion shit. He's playing with your emotions, and if he doesn't know that by now, then I think he's doing it on purpose. So, yes, that's basically like an ultimatum situation. Either you gonna fuck with it or you ain't gonna fuck with it, partner. Next letter. Okay. I have started this letter in backspace and started again in backspace again. I'm stepping out on a limb here because I really need some advice. I have gone to my family and friends, but I sometimes feel that they get tired of hearing about the same issue. So now I'm going to lean on you. Before I get started, let me just say that I love your videos and I love your personality. Thank you, boo. I think you're the type of friend a girl needs when they need a real upfront advice. Girl, yes. I am the one that they call. Okay, now that I've gotten that out of the way, let me get into the reason for my letter. I am currently going through a divorce with my husband, and we have 3 small kids. This is our second divorce. God damn. We were married before, and he cheated on me while I was pregnant with our oldest daughter, so I divorced him. Time went by, and I became pregnant with twins. The twins' father refused to acknowledge them, and my ex-husband said that he wanted to work it out between us and that he would raise the twins as his own. Fast forward to the steps leading up to our divorce. He was going out every weekend after the twins were born because he was in this dance group that performed in clubs. Like, y'all from Chi-Town? I was always left at home with the kids while he went out. I constantly would ask him if he wanted to still be with me, and was he happy, and he would always say yes. So one night I went in his phone. Yes, I know when you go looking for things, you always find them. Well, I found a bunch and then some. Not only was he messing with other chicks, but he was telling them how he didn't want to be with me anymore and that the twins weren't his and just basically blasting me all over the place to these club girls. He was sex text with the girl he cheated on me with when we got married the first time. I would always confront him and he would say he was sorry, and I would always take him back because I didn't want to be a single mom. That's not the life that I was given, and I didn't want to give my kids that life. I know you're probably thinking that I was weak and that I deserved it, but I don't feel like that. No, I don't. I deserved it, but I feel like this time around, I really tried to be a good wife. He's brought girls in the house that he messed with, but portrayed them as just friends or trying to get with his friends. I guess what I'm basically saying is, how do I not look at other men the same? And how do I not hate his guts? Mind you, he has a new girlfriend now and doesn't even try to see his kids. I feel bad for my kids, but I know I shouldn't because they are loved and will always have what they need. Thanks for advice. I can't wait to see what you suggest I do. I love you, Seth. Okay. This bothers me. This story right here really bothers me. First of all, the fact that he is so fucking awful of a person that not only is he cheating on you the first time while you were pregnant, but y'all get back together and he cheats on you repeatedly and then with the same bitch and then blast your information to random bitches. I hope in the divorce you are getting money from this motherfucker. You also need to get him on child support and you need to have, primary. He say he not trying to see his kids. That's that fucked up shit that I really don't like. I really don't like that shit. But the only thing about not feeling bitter towards other men, every man ain't like that. Every man is not like that at all. And I guess I was one of those people that never really had issues bringing one, like I have trouble like leaving the relationship. I have trouble getting over it, but I never think that the next person is going to be the same because I feel like I learned from the things in the last relationship. So I want you to sit back and reflect on the things that happened in your marriage, the things that happened between y'all that led to this. Where were you at fault? And I don't mean like, what didn't you do? I mean, what was he doing that you weren't paying attention to, or that you were paying attention to, but you told yourself, nah, he ain't doing that again, I'm going to just let it go. I want you to pay attention to the things that you did and didn't do this time around so that when you do find a new guy and you're healed and you're ready to move on, you don't make those same mistakes. You learn to look at a motherfucker and learn what he's doing and saying to you and be like, nah, I ain't with that. I don't like how that feel. I don't like it at all. You have kids, so you have even more so a responsibility to do your background checks on people before you bring them around your kids. Okay? I really want you to be, because to me it seemed like you weren't too mindful of the type of people that you mess with. Meaning, we sometimes look at people from how they treat us or how they are around us instead of looking at them apart from us. Look how they are out in the world, how they are at work, how they are with their family, how they are with their mother. You have to pay attention to how they treat other people. You have to ask questions about past relationships. Why didn't they last? What happened? You need to really get to know someone and talk to people before you open yourself up to them so that you can figure out whether you're going to be comfortable with fucking with them or not. A lot of the times women, we see somebody we like and they give us that same motion back and then all of a sudden we on the trail to, the end of time together. No. You need to reevaluate things, okay? I don't want you ever to go into the next relationship thinking that he's going to be the same as the last dude because all men are different, but all men are quite the same. So there are things that you're going to be able to notice this time around. For instance, does he tell you the truth? And what I mean is complete truth, meaning that y'all have communication. You know what I mean? You know how when you're talking to somebody, do y'all talk about y'all past? You know how dudes don't, I don't want to talk about my past in the past. Bullshit. Call bullshit when you see bullshit. Don't be scared to look at people and be like, I smell bullshit. But also don't be so into, seeing the bad in people that you don't see the good. Because a lot of the times when women have been wounded in such a huge way as you have, you probably don't even give yourself a chance to heal all the way before you move on to the next guy. And then he does the slightest thing wrong. And then you like, oh, you just like the rest of them niggas. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take time for yourself. Take time to heal. Take time to find out what makes you happy personally. Because when you stop looking for them, they actually come. I find that so weird that that's how it works. But when you stop looking for somebody, when you start working on yourself and finding out what makes you happy and taking care of your kids and get your finances and all, take your kids on trips, enjoy life without a man so that you can figure out what it is that you like and what you won't take and what you will take, okay? Make a list, matter of fact, write down things that happened in your past relationship that you know you would no longer deal with. So the next time a man comes along, you ask questions and you make sure that you get information on him and you pay attention to how he acts and the things that he does so that you can compare and contrast. Okay? He don't do this, but he do this. But I can deal with that. That's not that bad. So we could move to the next level. Okay? Take your time. But, you know, like I said, just make sure that you are really know a person before you give everything to them. Make sure that you know them, not just for the sake of your own emotions, but for the sake of your children. You also want to make sure that whenever you do start dating a man, that they know straight up front, I have 3 beautiful children, and if you are going to be trying to get with me, you need to understand that any man that I marry or any man that I become intimate with is going to love my children like they are his own. Okay? Don't get with no, I'm tired of that. There are way too many men out here who are like that, who would take a child as their own, because a lot of them were in my family, okay? My cousin right now, I told y'all a while back, my cousin that got shot, he was in jail for a little while, and his old lady that he was with, you know, all through, you know, the years before he went to jail, and she kind of stayed with him and talking to him and all of that, even while he was in jail. She moved on and did what she wanted to do, because that's the type of man he was. He wasn't about that, you know, you ain't got to wait for me and all of that shit, and she wasn't about that shit neither, but they still stayed in contact. When he came out, she had a baby. He came by my house. When he came by my house, he came by my house with that baby. Holding that baby, changing that baby diaper, because he loved her. So he's going to have her child and take care of her child like he would do his own, because that's the type of man he is. Regardless of what he do, he's a good man, okay? That's my point. I need for women to start looking at these types of things. These men are not impossible to find. You know what I mean? But you need to stop being nitpicky at other small shit that's not that important. Lyric is the most trifling motherfucker ever. You know how hard it is to keep my house clean? But he's so good in every other department in life. I will deal with him being a fucking, you know, slob, because he don't smell bad and he's good looking, and I mean, he rubs my feet, y'all. What can I say? So that's my advice to you, boo. On to the next letter. Okay, I think it's going to be my last letter for tonight, and then I'll do another set tomorrow. Okay, I have a 17-year-old who is a senior in high school. When I was 12 years old, I started dating this boy. We ended up dating for 4 years on and off. During those 4 years, he cheated on me a couple of times. Because I was so young, I would break up with him and then take him back. Now that I am older, I understand that I couldn't expect him to be faithful, even though I could never think about cheating on him. I am a year older than him and in a grade higher. When I went to high school, I went to a boarding school in New Hampshire. When it was time for him to, a boarding school. When it was time for him to go to high school, he decided to follow me there. 2 years ago, we broke up and haven't gotten back together since. Even though we aren't together, he constantly tells me that he loves me and that I am his girlfriend. I do still love him, but we have been through so much that I don't want to put myself through the craziness again. Especially because I'm going to college next year. If we don't get back together, the emotional pull we have for each other will just get bigger, keeping both of us from having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I'm so torn between loving him and not getting my feelings hurt by him again. My question is, should I just take the chance and love him, or just continue to somewhat suppress my feelings? By the way, I am really good at suppressing my feelings. Playing hard to get and not caring is my thing. You're in college. And I do want to tell you to play around and shit, but I also don't want to tell you to fight your feelings, because even if you do get hurt, you're young. If you get hurt, you'll learn from the experience, and then you'll move on to the next boy and look at that past relationship like, okay, well, at least I lived in it. At least I said how I felt how I felt, I did what I wanted to do. Even if it didn't work out, like, it's better to have loved and lost than to not have loved at all. People say it's not true, but it's definitely fucking true. Once you get over the pain of whatever the situation is, having the love, that, you know, having those times, that fun stuff, having those memories, having the knowledge now to move on into another relationship and be a better person in that relationship, it's all worth it. So I say, if y'all love each other and y'all want to be together, y'all are young, and y'all were young then. So I would say give it a try. Give it a try and see how you feel. If he fucks up again and you get your feelings hurt, well, ma'am, you know what you got to do. You don't suppress shit. You scream and you holler. You get it all out. You cry, you eat bonbons. You watch Sex in the City and you get over the shit. And then you go out, put on a freaking dress and find you a new beau. Go on a few dates. And then you start the whole process over again. And it'll all be fun. I promise. So what I say is, yeah, go ahead. Fuck with your boy. Fuck with him and see how it work out. I mean, everybody be so scared of getting hurt. And because I've been hurt so many times, I don't know why I've never been scared of it. It's just kind of like, oh, here we go. How I'm going to deal with this shit. Okay, I'm dealing with it. Okay, I'm getting over it. Okay, I'm over it. Okay, I'm over. Like I'm just saying, like you go through life. That's the best part about life. You're going to have ups and downs in everything. This may not be your last relationship, but you may learn something in this relationship that's going to help you keep the next one. You know what I mean? So just go through go through it. Feel it. Love it. You know, be in it. Swim in it. You know what I mean? You young. Okay. All right, so that was my last letter for tonight. So tomorrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have 5 letters tomorrow. So for everybody that emailed me today, your letter will be read tomorrow. I'm so sorry for everybody that these letters have been 2 weeks, 3 weeks late. I'm so sorry, you guys. I hope I'm not getting to you too late. I love you all for writing me. I appreciate you all. I appreciate everyone who watched these videos. This is probably my favorite video to do, with the exclusion of our Love and Hip Hop. And did y'all see Real Housewives of Atlanta, bitch? I'm sorry, I had to get ratchet voice on that one. Coke and cigarettes. I will be reviewing that shit. So anyway, my email and Twitter will be down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. And as we all end these MF'N Advice videos, that was my motherfucking advice. That was my motherfucking advice. Good time. Peace.